I believe we are live and everything looks good. Release the hounds, nice. But anyway, so chat's already going and there's tons of people in here. We are going to do a chat with Kuntry3D and Walter from Kuntry3D. We're just going to hang out and see what we can get into, fix some stuff, break some stuff, whatever. Chat about 3D printing. So here we go. We're live, ready to rock.
And I just first and foremost have to say, hey everybody, it's Chris Riley from Chris's Basement.
Yay! I always imagine that there's like clapping and like,
where's your button, dude?
Okay, we'll have to get an applause.
Never mind. It won't work. Your button won't work on the clapping.
Button won't work.
Dang it.
We'll have to get an applause button. Yeah. Oh, so the chat's filling up fast.
Yes. Can I handle the chat real quick?
Yeah.
All right, everybody. How are y'all doing this morning or this afternoon? Actually, I'm so used to doing morning time, but we have Fun King 3D's in here. Info Mario, Robbie Max Scaldon, Knack 3D Design, Canadian Maker Project, Uncle Ron, Patrick Nijenhoff, Colin Hill, Repcord is in the house. Kuntry3D's here. Really? MMPP0. Who'd I miss? Wait a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Fernando Pena and Chris, Mike Whaley, Hack Monkey, Matrix Clone, Richard Horry, and Ben Craig in the house. All right, now Xander can handle it from here on out.
You know, you do that so well for Fernando, but you know it makes all the rest of us feel like chicken scratch because you know you're all like, "Yay for him," and then you're like, you know, "Hey everybody else."
All right, Chris, what are you fixing today?
I'm gonna clean some crap up so that I can actually do some work. But I'm gonna start a print over here, and Walter will find some sort of model. We can do the same thing or whatever you want to do. And then I'm gonna try to put the Mosquito hot end on the new MK2. We'll see how that goes.
All right, Glenn.
Oh, I'm excited, everybody. Xander and I are going to begin the assembly of a Tron XY-X1. So let's do this. If you guys haven't seen Chris Riley's X1 video, you got to go check it out. The first like minute and a half of the video, you can just see the look on his face, the expiration. He's like, yeah, let's do this. So I have no hope for this printer, but I got really lucky with that E10 that he sent us. So who knows?
Yeah, after we talked this morning, Glenn, I went back and watched that video, and I thought, man, this guy is really boring. You could really tell that I did not want to do that.
Yeah, your heart was not in it for sure. But we've had this sitting here. I just pulled the packing slip off of it. It's we got it last November. So. And this was a GearBest send. GearBest sent this to us because we were waiting on the E12. We were waiting oh so patiently to get our E12, and they sent this to us just to appease us, and it arrived the same day that the E12 did. And my life has been hell ever since. Wow. Oh my gosh.
Talk about samples.
Can you see the sample? I mean, holy cow. What are you gonna print with that?
Come on, you can do a Marvin with that.
I don't think so. I don't.
You can do a vase. You can do a vase mode Marvin.
Wow, this is like a straight up Craftsman knockoff screwdriver. I mean, this may have been out of the same factory that makes Craftsman screwdrivers. That's actually like real sweet.
I'm gonna use that.
That's default screwdriver. That Tronxy must have like 3 truckloads of those things. I think I've got 4.
The one that comes with the A-net.
Yeah, yeah. That thing will do nothing but stab you.
I don't think it could stab you.
All right, Chris, if you're okay with that, you slice it there, I'll slice it here, and I'll hit the go button in just a little bit.
Sounds good.
Oh, God.
I didn't know this thing was acrylic.
I'll get to work.
Chris, quit smiling.
I
had to peel all that
trained-
paper during a live stream while trying to entertain people. Anybody that comes to my stream knows that, it's always an hour and a half of peeling.
I trained for this with Pooch at
Wow,
Earth.
This is like spare parts for the FK1. I love how they silk screen onto the motors, trunksy motor, like they made it. Oh, and then of course they always send me the European plug. I just gave my last one to Martin from Iceland.
Hey, I got it.
Good. See how you do on all the rest of them. There's got to be an instruction booklet in here, right? Or do we build this blind?
Yeah, I don't remember if that's that's one with USB only instructions or not.
Hey, Chris, I don't know if that's a good vase or not, man. That's showing 2 hours and 55 minutes at 120 millimeters a second.
Yeah, that's a little long.
Let me try something a little smaller than that. How about?
Pooch just called me an acrylic peeling pro.
You're not muted, by the way. Everybody hears you saying that.
Oh.
Hey, Hawk Proto and John Mack, Joe Paddock, 3D Maker Kid.
Kids in the house.
Sneaking in here.
If you watched, I just watched before I came down here the Fan Mail Printing Nerd Fan Mail Friday. Mikey was on there, 3D printing kid.
Yeah, I see that.
I saw that.
That's awesome.
Good job.
Right, Hawk 3D Proto? That's right. Twice in a day again. How about we do something small here, Chris Riley?
Mikey, this is the Tron XY-X1. I'm going to keep calling it Tronxy because that's what I've always called it. And then somebody told me that it was Tron XY. But I'll go back and forth.
I prefer Tronxy as well.
It's more fun to say.
Yeah, it is. It makes it feel like it's like a Sesame Street character or something.
Yep, I'm thinking that this is a USB-only instruction manual.
Robbie Mack, yeah, that was a tough one, man. I had no idea what was going on. I was down to the point even I made like timing marks on the idler so I could sit there and watch it spin, and it was just stuttering ever so slightly in one spot. And I finally figured it out that I thought it was the bearing was just kind of off. It was just kind of skewed. I finally figured it out that screw had just enough bend in it that when the bearing went around, it wouldn't force it against the extruder gear. So I swapped out the bolt, and everything's been fine since. So,
Uncle Ron said I need to get the safety goggles out for you.
All right, we can do that. All right, Chris, if we do this one at 70%, I believe it was, we can make it in 45 minutes, or I can. I don't know about you.
Okay. Somebody asked about that filament. That is Prusa ABS, not PETG.
First link, Chris.
My mom is in the chat, and so my birthday is next Tuesday, and my mom sent me a birthday present, and I wanted to show that on this stream. It says, "Caution, I'm a 3D printing nerd." So I really appreciate this gift. It's hard to buy me gifts. Like, I just buy stuff, and nobody ever knows what to get me. That was a pretty cool present, I have to say.
The more important question, Chris, is your mom's in the chat, but is she on Twitter?
Hey, Miss Bonnie.
That's a great question. She might be. I don't know.
that will be the icing on the cake if your mom's on Twitter and you're not.
She might. I know she's on Facebook and I'm not. So.
Paul Cumber, Mayan Misfit, how are y'all doing? Welcome to the stream. Scalda's in the house. 3D Maker Kid, who was just on. That's right. He's Mikey now, Fun King 3D, who was just on Joel's stream or video, right?
Yep.
Oh, that's Bennett, not Mikey. Yeah. Sorry. I get all the kids confused.
Oh, Bennett. Okay. Yeah, I know, man. I know. I get that.
I disclosed a long time ago that I suck with names. So sometimes I'll just call you brother or like dude. Because I just suck with names.
All right. I don't know if we're hearing you through Xander's mic or something, Glenn. Check your mic. Tap your mic, buddy.
Am I quiet?
You're quiet. I can hear you through Xander's.
Yeah, my mic shut off again.
My mom loves me, nerd or not. And thank you, Paul, and others that wish me happy birthday next week. Thank you.
Oh no, we're gonna wish you happy birthday next Tuesday evening on Country Time.
Okay, excellent.
Country time. You're gonna like drink some lemonade.
No, it's gonna be iced tea.
That's the first thing I thought, Glenn. It's like, lemonade sounds good.
We had to stay away from that trademark glass.
Gonna film it out on the front porch in a rocking chair.
Rocking chairs are for old folks like you, Glenn.
Oh yeah, you should talk, Grandpa.
What day is Chris's birthday, Joe Patty? It is Tuesday. Chris will be the ripe old age of
37.
37 years old.
Yeah.
That water's starting to dry up behind them ears.
I feel every one of those years. So I made the Maker's Muse slide puzzle deal. And so I did a Maker's Muse puzzle in Fun King colors with my logo. So triple channel there.
Sweet.
Triple channel.
That's pure collaboration right there.
Right there.
Right.
Telling you.
Uncle Ron's telling stories again. He said he remembers 37.
Sort of.
Well, he just named somebody else's 37.
Oh, do you want me to do I get to sing to Chris like I did to Matrix Clone on my channel the other morning? Matrix Clone turned 73 the other morning on my channel, Chris. The opposite of yours. You know.
Oh, awesome.
And he got, I don't know if you've ever seen the Marilyn Monroe to the president happy birthday.
God. You did that to that poor guy?
He got that. I got in close and said, happy birthday to you.
And 35 people unsubbed.
Miss Bonnie, you're 29. I don't care how many anniversaries of it you've had.
That's right. Exactly. So I went and had to get a copy of my birth certificate one time for something or other because I lost mine, of course. And it says on there, your parents' age when you were born. And it says on there that my mom was 29. So I've been telling her that for about 15 years now. It's on paper. She's only going to be 29 ever.
Forever.
Well, that's when people ask me how old my mom is. I say, well, she was 29 last time I asked her.
there you go.
Matrix said I made him blush, and that's hard to do.
I'll bet.
Well, I'm printing already. Mine's going to print now, Chris. So,
did you put the link in the chat?
I did. You want it again?
Yeah, if you got it handy.
Pretty sure. And I did it at 70%, so it takes a lot less time.
All right.
So I'm going to use the word bastard because this isn't my channel, but I want to know what evil bastard design is. I mean, look at this. Having to feel the vapor off of this? This is ridiculous.
3D Maker Kit, how do we record what calls? What are you talking about these hangouts we're doing here? This is all done with Google Hangouts.
Yeah, we recorded these all like 3 weeks ago. We recorded them completely independently and then shared them with each other, and they magically lined up.
And they absolutely lined up with your live chat.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Mayan Misfit, go check my YouTube channel. It's Kuntry3D on YouTube. This is a printed frame hypercube evolution. So go check it out. You can watch the entire build. It was 4 parts. I think one of them was 2.5 hours. One of them was 3 hours. One of them was 5 hours. And one was 11.5. So
you're slow.
You better watch it. Where's that FK1 at?
Oh, you just wait. You just wait.
Oh, Scott said he emailed in his chat last week. And see, I get to handle chat today because I don't have anything to do. You're building a printer. Chris is cleaning up. I'm just printing. I'm printing a vase.
Well, that gives Xander some off time from not having to read the chat. Why are you throwing this paper all over like this?
Honestly, I don't know.
You're slobby.
Well, this is
That racket.
terrible.
Got a racket going on.
Yeah, generally when you're staring into your printer and you're saying, "What is that racket?" That's not a good thing.
Well, it's not that. I had a piece of a booger of plastic that was getting stuck in the fan. I'm going to clip it off and hit resume. I will tell you, the power off resume on this thing works up fantastic. Oh, wow. Walter, Uncle Ron said, Walter, just for you, he'll change the name of the printer to the FKU. I don't think Mario will do that.
Info Mario wants to know if anyone has any experience with the X5S. You have one of those, don't you, Chris? I know James from Print and Play has one.
Yeah, I do have a lot of experience with the X5S. Don't ever, ever buy one. If somebody offers to give it to you for free, if I tell you that I'm going to send it to you and some money, don't take it.
It doesn't even matter how much money.
No, it is. I have never had more problems with a machine in my life than I have with that machine.
Yeah, I think that machine is significantly underbuilt.
Yeah.
I mean, in fairness, I am literally the king of overbuilding, but that thing is significantly underbuilt.
Well, the worst part is I got all of the structural problems and all that stuff. I got all that fixed, and I spent quite a bit of money doing it. And then as soon as that happened, the board flaked out. So it likes to do a print for about 15 hours and then just quit. You saw that Patreon post. You know how many of those headless models I have for no reason?
Yeah, the Adelinda Dragon.
Yeah.
I still think it would have been cool if you'd have taken those and glued them together like a mirror image.
I still got some of them. I might still do it. So that would be pretty funny.
And this thing's going to be like the size of a shot glass.
Is it?
Yeah, it's tiny. It's like this big around at 70%.
Yeah, Scalded, this is filament.ca, and they just call it gradient. So yeah, it's kind of the rainbow kind.
Yeah, I don't know at this size if you'll ever get to the next gradient.
Well, and that's what I was kind of wondering, because the top of this roll is like just yellow. So I don't know that we'll ever get there.
So you'll have a Fun King shot glass.
There you go. Actually, I didn't scale that file, so
okay.
So maybe will be better, bigger. We'll see.
Maybe I should print a bigger one and see if I can hit 200.
Jeffrey from the 3D Print channel sent me a link. I think it was just yesterday to a trailer of a movie, just like a goofy movie. But they talk about the close your ears and go la la la. The Fun King condom. And so I never thought about marketing through that.
Hey, look, it's the twins, Nick Angers and Pooch are here.
Wow. I'm just impressed that that Pooch came into one of our streams, because he was asking me questions, and I'm like, well, I talk about this stuff in my streams, so apparently you don't watch my streams,
right?
I fully understand though, Pooch. It's hard to keep up with all the other YouTubers,
dude. It is difficult.
Absolutely.
Chris Riley's the master at that, though. He puts out all his content and watches everybody else's too.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I have the benefit that I can, like run it during the day while I'm working. But certain videos that doesn't really work for, because you need to see what's going on and not just listen. But I generally listen, and if something piques my interest, I'll back it up and watch it again.
Yeah. Hey, Glenn, I think by the time this stream's over, you'll be done peeling paper off.
That's possible. This is a horrid design.
I honestly doubt it.
It only took us, it took Xander and I only about 45 minutes to peel all the paper on the A8 when we originally built it. But this grill type cutout
Yeah.
is awful.
Hey, Kat. I'm sorry we didn't say hey. How are you?
Hi, Kat.
I think they're doing a trunk. You're doing a trunk CX1. Is that right, Glenn?
That is correct.
Yeah. So. Well, Mario, my thought on that is Bowden is, I don't know that it's any cheaper than doing direct drive. What do you think?
I think the reason that it's so popular on the cheaper printers is because it lessens the weight, it lessens the mass on the extruder, and so then you'll get better quality prints with lesser hardware.
Right?
That makes sense.
Yes.
Like they don't have to beef it up to handle a heavier extruder.
Yeah, you don't have to be near as precise when engineering the machine if you have less mass on that carriage.
Yeah, like your X motor doesn't have to be as high torque because it doesn't
Right.
have to be able to slow as much mass down. And
My camera. I gotta set this right. Get the focus right. Come on. And we also need to know, I think I don't know about Chris and you guys, but I'd like to know what they think about this format of stream. And
Yeah,
I know we just began the stream, but I would like to know what y'all think about the format. It's just open.
yeah,
Just
is it
another format.
something that you guys would want to see us do more of in the future? With the occasional special guest.
There you go.
But otherwise it would just be the three of us nutheads. Well, 4 counting Xander.
No, it's 3 nut heads and then Xander.
So, am I more than a nuthead, or am I?
You're the
You're
chief
something, you're
nuthead.
something else entirely, my friend. Something else entirely.
Xander was back at the library networking again today. Went back and reestablished contact with the 3D printing guy over there and let him know that, you know, we're more than willing to come and help out and that we're not a business. You know, we're not looking for money. So, and then I'm going to try to get them another printer, something a little bit more stable, and try talking either GearBest
may
or
be
Banggood
watching.
out of a like an Ender 3 or something.
Scott said, Chris Riley, basement cleaning YouTube star. You did clean up. You put some prints out too. Look at you.
Yeah, you act like I spend 60 hours a week doing this.
I just love when we start getting ready for these and you guys are putting up all your super secret projects and I'm over here going, would y'all hurry up? Come on.
Yeah, I have to hide a bunch of stuff before I can go on camera because I work in the same place that we film, and then I don't want anybody to see stuff. Actually, I had the bench today just covered in test parts for none other than the FK1. So,
Whoa, I'm so
which
surprised.
isn't a super secret anymore, which is really fun. I gotta say, it's much better to be able to talk about it. But
Stop reading chat and do something. Hey, I started a print. That's more than I've done all day.
Kat, I am printing a small vase. I pasted the link in here. I can link it again for those of you that want to check it out. It's a small vase. I sized it to 70%, and it is printing, I guess, nicely. I'm printing mine at 120 millimeters per second, so it's moving along.
That's about exactly double the speed that I'm printing. So that should
Right.
be interesting.
And Scalda said earlier that he grabbed it and he's printing his at 70% as well. But as you can see, Chris, when my head goes over, mine's not very big at all. It's tiny.
Mine's not. Mine's smaller than a coffee cup. I mean, it's like that way around.
Yeah, mine's about the size of maybe a 50-cent piece.
Okay.
And for those of y'all across the pond, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to explain a 50-cent piece.
I think we're missing people. Shane from Prusa Church is in the house.
Huh?
I don't want to hear it. He took my MMU2 home in a knapsack.
I don't care what he took home years. He was good to my kid. That's all that matters.
Hey, he gave Xander a shirt. That was nice of him, Xander.
You let Xander work the Prusa
Where?
table.
That's cool.
Oh,
You never forget Xander. Don the German printing nerd is here. I thought I seen somebody else that snuck. Oh, Paul Cumber is here. Hello, Paul.
Yeah. Paul Cumber going to say, wow, that's slow.
There was something I was going to tell Shane about this printer. Well, I was just going to ask him a question, and I can't remember what it is. So he's probably lucky. He doesn't have to answer another printer question.
No, that's cool. Here, let me give you a cell phone number. It's area code. That would be the most cruel thing to do ever. I've been watching everybody's ERF videos, and you know, I'm going to stop doing that. When I go to a show, I'm going to not watch people's videos. I used to watch it just to see if I could see myself in the background because I have that big of an ego.
I do that.
But of course you are. You're my son. And but you know what it's doing to me is it's making me realize all the stuff I missed. So, and I keep saying every time that I go to these shows that I'm going to get better about doing interviews and stuff. And I'm gonna. I watched the other Shane. Is it Fuga Tech or Fuga Tech? He did some awesome interview setups, just him by himself. You know, like no support staff. What am I looking at?
Shane.
Where did Kuntry go?
I'm also upgrading it to Kuntry3D, and Xander is also always welcome to hang out with me at any show. He worked his backside off.
Nice.
Whoa!
What?
Oh, Kuntry died.
Did we lose Walter?
I don't know. Paul Cumber, work is work. You know how that goes. James is here.
Glenn, either you or Xander are in the background of every video. Well, we do try.
It was probably me because I photobombed Sean like crazy.
No Mercy 1900. Have a good day, sir. All right, guys. So did we decide, what is this, an hour? Are we doing an hour?
Well, my thought is I was going to stay until either my pizza arrives, which will be about 6 o'clock, or until everybody else says they want to go.
My wife is in the stream. Hello. She's checking on me, see what I'm doing.
He actually exists? Look at that.
Hey, yeah. Miss Jackie, I know. I tried to get her on camera once, too.
I really just thought Chris was making her up.
I tried to get her on the interview whenever Chris did the interview with me, but she said no.
Well, let me tell you what. I was shocked when my wife decided to come on the stream when we were in the hotel in D.C. That was
shocking.
That was shocking because she refuses to come on camera.
Finally finished.
I tell you, Walter did that video the other day, the mail thing where his wife was on, and I don't think I've laughed as hard in a long time. The look on her face when she's done and she looks at Walter like he's supposed to do something now, it's priceless.
Well, not only that, but like not the one where she didn't have the audio on, but where she was actually talking and Walter was off in the distance and you see these fingers coming in like this. And then he comes around the corner and he's like, I've been here the whole time. Like we didn't know.
That was part of it, Riri.
That was awesome.
That was part of the whole time.
But she hates being on camera, especially by herself.
Yeah, and then when you dubbed over her, that was brilliant.
And then he blamed her for messing something up when he clearly knocked the spool off the printer.
Now, y'all don't understand. She was supposed to click stop recording, but she hit start streaming instead. So I was trying to get around here before it got to YouTube.
I didn't realize that. That's awesome.
Well, and then he's like, oh, you know, she's just like me and forgot to unmute the mic. Like, you know, like she does this all the time or something.
I know. Well, I did finally take Scalda's advice and create a whole new scene that just leaves the mic on all the time, just for mail thing.
Which that's probably a good thing.
Later, James.
We've all done it, but you seem to do it every week.
Well, there was a span of about 3 or 4 that I didn't do it at all. And then my wife gets in here and I mess up. Glenn, tell James hi. You didn't even tell him hello.
Hello, my brother from another mother. Can't read chat. We'll be listening in case Glenn decides to say hi, Sniffle. It makes me sad that James doesn't live, in the same state, or the same country even, because we'd have a good time hanging out. I think we should all move. Let's all move real close to one another.
To Florida.
In fact,
Florida
here,
would be nice.
or somewhere better.
Yeah,
Let's do this. Some of you guys know that I live bordering this massive retirement community, which started as a housing development. These rich people decided they were just going to make this fancy housing development for retirees. Let's do the same thing, but for 3D printing people. We'll just start just one community for all 3D printing people.
You mean a community of people that are absolutely crazy out of their minds?
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
That's how the retirement neighborhood is. They're all crazy out of their minds.
Hey, Paul Cumber, Chris and I are both printing the same vase. I pasted the link. I can do it again. It's just a snowflake vase from Thingiverse. There it is. That's the link. I'm doing mine at 70%. I believe Chris is doing his at 100.
Yes.
He is doing his at 60 millimeters a second, and I am doing mine at 120. You are using, what's the brand of that blending PLA you're using there, Chris?
That is filament.ca gradient is what they call it.
And I am doing mine in filament.ca blue. So we're both using filament.ca. A nerd, Kat said a nerd community house would be absolutely awesome.
Well, see, the neighborhood, like the community that they built, they have what they call squares. And it has like a movie theater and restaurants and stuff all in this one area. And then they have live music every night, and the retirees go down and like dance and stuff and have fist fights, actually. So it's entertaining to watch. But we could do the same thing. We could have like a community center, and it's just all 3D printing. It would be a perpetual, ongoing, Murph Earth type situation.
Well, see, and we would have to like dedicate this one like gymnasium to Chris's hang printer.
There you go.
So we could print cars or golf carts to ride around on.
That'd be all right, yeah.
X Conundrum X, yes, he did say squares. Glenn, isn't that called a fight club?
Pretty much so. Let me tell you what. They have rules. They have this rule that you're not allowed to reserve chairs. And people will go down there early and put like jackets and stuff on a bunch of chairs, or rope. They'll tie a rope to one and run it across like 10 chairs. People, these are like 70-year-old, 80-year-old men, and they get into fist fights about it. So, in fact, we were at, what movie were we seeing? Was it like one of the Marvel movies or something? We're in the movie theater, and one guy starts with the vulgarities, quit kicking my effing chair, and then they're standing, and I finally turned around and I said, hey, shut up, I got kids in here. And then they toned down, but they were going to duke it out right in the movies.
Nothing better to do, I guess.
Put the aluminum profile on the base plate, secure them with 3 pieces M4 10mm screws and T-nut. These instructions are awesome.
What's up, Sonic Alchemy? How are you doing? Trying to see anybody else we missed that came in here. X Conundrum X, I said something to you. I did not say hello. And Scott Hack Monkey's leaving. He heard his wife come in, so he had to run.
From her or towards her?
I don't know. He just said, I hear my wife. You nerds have fun later, and left.
He doesn't want her to know that he's hanging out with us.
He doesn't want her to know he's a nerd.
So if Shane from that was my question for Shane. Now I remember. Did Prusa or E3D or someone affect the V6? because the V6 that I got with this kit is quite a bit different than the other 3 that I have. So are they doing something different? Because it doesn't have the blue thermistor wires, and they've just changed it some. I didn't know if he knew anything about it or not.
Well, I just got a brand new one from E3D for the FK1. I'm gonna warn you, I'm gonna spend my whole night talking about that thing.
Yeah, me too, Reller 82. Me too. Martin's in the house.
Hello, Martin. All right, so the heater cartridge wires are blue. The thermistor wires are blue as well, Chris.
Yeah, that makes me think that Prusa is doing something a little different. I'm not sure.
Pooch said they've been updating the V6 incrementally for a while now.
Does yours have orange wires by chance?
No, they're white. And the heater is in a little bit of a different location as well. It's just kind of weird.
Hawk 3D Proto, if that's the first time you've seen Chris's basement, you need to go now and click that subscribe and ring the bell for Chris's videos.
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys, I mean, if you're here because of Walter and I, and you guys don't know who Chris Riley is, which shocks me that people don't know who Chris Riley is, being that he's so important to me.
And you yell his name all the time.
Yeah, you guys definitely need to. I mean, as it goes around, I mean, if you don't follow Xander and I, go check out our channel. And if you don't follow Walter, go check out his channel.
The one you had.
Okay. Oh, no.
Just saying. Love you, baby.
Oh, and then they put 4 different size screws in the same bag. Well, I guess it's just 2 different size, but.
He said the heat break is a small bit larger on the MK3. The wires are a bit different and the heat break's a bit larger. John only knows people on Twitter, so, you know, he doesn't know Chris Riley.
Yeah, if you're not on Twitter, you don't exist.
Even though I think I have a picture of John and that ghost next to him.
What's a Glenn? Thanks, Fooch.
What's a Glenn? Isn't that like something like a hillside with grass or something? What is a Glen? That's in the woods or something, isn't it?
I always thought a Glen was something to do with like a stream or a creek, but that's with the one N. That's the improper spelling.
I've always heard it was a bald and shiny creature.
Thanks.
Yeah, no, it's the one that came in the kit. So unless Prusa knows something I don't, it's genuine. Cool.
Narrow Valley.
A narrow valley.
Yes.
Yeah, I had reached out to E3D for that Hotend, and they were kind enough to sponsor me and send it to me. And then afterwards, I realized that I should have asked for the new one. What is it? The Volcano.
Chris, you know Glenn and I talk a lot, so you have to jump in here, buddy.
Yeah, I'm just trying to catch up with chat. So Paul asking about Monoprice Mini Select. Those Hotends are pretty simple. I've had them apart a couple of times. There's not much in there. It should be pretty easy fix.
Keep those ones together, though. So I'm a little confused on this because this is telling me to secure the acrylic to the V slot with M4 by 10 screws, and I don't have any of those. I have M5 by 10. I guess I should see what size the T-nuts are.
Yeah, it probably is like a Dale Pooch or maybe a Super Volcano. I don't know. Huh. Glenn is building a Tronxy X1.
Glenn is not doing anything because I don't have the right hardware.
Hey,
Xander
Glenn,
is peeling
Uncle Rob,
acrylic.
go ahead. Sorry.
Xander is peeling acrylic.
Glenn, your video is flashing periodically. I noticed that a while ago.
It could have something to do with the fact that I'm running through OBS, or maybe it's because I have both my cameras hooked up at the same time. I don't know. We'll try disconnecting that one. Let me know if it continues to do it.
Red light Mike's out of here later, Mike. Thanks for coming in.
Mike, have a good night, sir.
Bye, Mike. Thanks for being here, brother.
Cool, Mitch. He got his BuildTak PEI sheet that he won with his mothership from Alien 3D with the UFO box.
Oh, Motorhead Mitch. Cool.
He said it's working nice. Just be sure to reset your first layer height, or you'll destroy the prints getting them off.
Oh yeah, if your nozzle's too close to the bed and you just like jet that filament down into there. Yeah, and then what'll happen is on your next print, you'll see an impression of the print you did that you embedded into the nozzle.
My wife is cooking supper. I can smell supper cooking.
Well, I think this project's coming to a screeching halt before it even gets started.
You should have contacted Joe.
Joe?
Yeah, I gave you who he worked for. You should have contacted Joe Paddock. Then you wouldn't have this problem. You would have all those nuts.
For a Tronxy X1, I'm not going to buy parts for a printer that
Supposed to have
was
parts.
forced upon me.
Ah, so it didn't even come with the hardware to put it together?
Not the right stuff, apparently.
Well, crap. Trolling for Dollar said his had more than enough hardware.
We're going to figure it out. Well, the instructions are telling me that I need M4 by 10s and T-nuts, but there's not even M4 T-nuts here. There's M5 by 10 screws, but there's no M5 T-nuts.
Shane, I sent you a message on Twitter, man. Are you just hiding or what?
Shane should just send me a MK3 and so I can throw this X1 in the garbage.
Or multi-material would be nice.
I'm just kidding, Shane.
Yeah, no.
And take it easy, Shane. Have a good night.
Is he leaving? All right.
Aww.
Well, thanks for being here, Shane.
Bye, Shane.
This is it's really disgruntling. Now I know why Chris had that face when he made that video. I haven't even been able to bolt the first two pieces together. Might just use this for parts and build something else. I've got a design in mind for a camera rigging for my tripod. I want to be able to do videos standing up, but when I do, this is the problem. So, like I'd just be like a talking body. So it works out great when Xander stands up, and I don't want to have to readjust the camera every time. So I want to build I just watched the video flicker. I want to build a rigging that's Arduino powered and uses stepper motors that I can use to set up like my hotbox, where I can hit a button and it'll put it into me standing mode, and then I can hit a button and it'll put it in Xander standing mode, hit a button, sit down mode. I think that'd be cool.
And yes, the thermistor wires are white. Sorry, Glenn.
No, it's all right. Is it the kit or is it Glenn that's the problem? Well, it could go either way. I went into this project without a lot of hope to begin with. My question is, like, I've dealt with enough V-slot, and all of the stuff that I do with V-slot uses M5 screws. but there aren't any M5 T-nuts. All the T-nuts, at least I think all the T-nuts, are M3s. Maybe M4. I don't know. They're small. Hey, Chris, sometime back, I'm trying to think. I must have been working on the AM8 and complaining about these hammer nuts. And you said that you were going to order and try some of the ones with the ball bearing in it.
Yeah, you know what? I got some and I've never tried them.
I just ordered in a couple hundred of them out of China, and they're sweet.
Are they really?
They're sweet. They drop in really nice and they hold really well.
Yeah, they look a lot more substantial than the regular old hammer nut. That's for sure.
Yeah, my video, I still seen it flickering. I think what I'm going to do, I'm gonna kill OBS and then come in with the regular camera. So if I get lost, I'll be back.
Okay. We'll be here. All right. John Quint, how are you? Did you get your Prusa, John?
Yeah. Here, Glenn, let me hand you some hardware.
Right?
That's great. Give me all you got. I'll take it all.
I'm building. I'm quiet because I'm building.
Great. What are you building now?
This is going to be...
That's right. You're putting on a Mosquito.
Yeah, and this is going to be a little more challenging than it should be, but maybe eventually I might get it done.
What are you going to find challenging about it, Chris?
Well, I redesigned the mounts to fit on the Prusa. You know, I went to Fusion and redrew all of these, and I've tested the hot end side, but I've never, you know, I haven't tested putting it on a printer yet. So things might get interesting.
Yeah, Pooch asked he said, how do you not have a good supply of metric nuts and bolts by now? Well, as it would so happen, right here I have 30 pounds of metric nuts and bolts, but it's for the FK1, not this pile of trash.
Yeah, this Milwaukee, I have done horrible things to it, and it still works. It saves a lot of time. I really like it. The only thing that would be cooler is if it was ratcheting. If they had a ratcheting version, I'd totally buy one.
I jumped onto Shane left, so I jumped onto Bruce's chat, and guess who answered my chat? He said, "Hello, how may I help you, you stalker?"
Yeah, I wish those guys were in the U.S. too.
Yeah. It'd not take as long to get the printers.
Yeah, well, that's due to demand, but I'd buy a lot more stuff from them if they were local.
What do you figure the percentage of price increase would be if they built those in the U.S.?
Oh.
Well, I don't see, this is going to get political now, but with the current economical changes being pushed towards manufacturing in America, they may get a pretty good tax break.
Yeah. I don't know what the average wage is in the Czech Republic, but
you get to eat. They let you have food. Actually, I know nothing about that country at all.
Hey there, Shom.
Shom's in the house.
Custom Creation said 15 to 20%, he thinks, increase on price. And Joe
Probably a
Paddock,
pretty good
30.
guess.
Joe Paddock said 30. So. Oh, and Scott said the MK3 ship times are under a week now. Later, Paul Cumber.
Time to order a second one.
You're going to get 2 and 3. You know you love that MK3.
I do love the MK3. It's over there printing right now.
I gotta get me one.
I did my first color change with OBS with Octoprint the other day on the MK3. I used the Prusa control and did the color changes in the slicer, and then ran it through Octoprint, and it paused and waited, beeped at me to change the filament, just like it did off of the SD card.
That's cool. That's that new Slick 3R version where they're trying to kind of make it look like Prusa control, and it has all those color features in the preview. That is really neat to see the different parts, different parts of the model colored. It really helps you figure out what's going on.
I've got to do that. But hey, guys, let's take the time. If you're not subscribed to Chris, if you're not subscribed to Fun King, or you're not subscribed to Kuntry3D, get out there and do that now. Because I know the country club's in the house in full force, and they should be, if they're not already, subscribed to all three. Because Custom Creation says it's called Slicer, not Slick 3R. Shaking my head. Well, I guess that depends on where you're from.
Tomato, not in this basement.
Tomato.
And I get that a lot, actually, but people get a little touchy about me calling it Slick 3R. But when people ask you about slicers roughly 30 times a day, and you say, "Well, are you using slicer?" and they go, "Yeah, I'm using Cura." I'm like, "No, I mean slicer." You mean Simplified 3D? Like, no. So that's where Slick 3R comes from.
That's where Slick 3R comes in, right?
Yeah, Slick 3R I can handle. I mean, to me it is Slicer, but Slick 3R I can handle. It's slicker. When people call it slicker, that's the one.
I've never heard that one.
That's the one that gets me.
That's right. And Robbie Mac just made sure that everybody knew it's called Naked, not NAC 3D. Glenn, you know Carl Brown, I guess.
I know of him, but
he did all that poly alchemy stuff on the end of our row.
Oh, okay, yeah. I know who that is.
He was the master of Star-Lord. While I was doing the interview with Star-Lord,
right.
He was over there.
Oh, that was Carl Brown?
That was Carl Brown.
I did not know that.
That's NAC 3D Designs, or Naked Designs as we like to call it.
Oh, cool.
But it's not. It's actually NAC. It's Natasha and Carl. Natasha is his daughter. So it's Natasha and Carl 3D Designs. I have to straighten that out. I give him crap about it being Naked because that's what I first saw as soon as I saw it was Naked Designs. There you go. Wait, he said, I can't even pronounce that. Sounds Gree 3 at. That's Custom Creations. I can't read that.
You mean where he said, "Thanks, sounds great"?
Well, yeah, but since we were doing Slick 3R, I was trying to read that one that way, but it's kind of hard to do. And I just found out that my 2.5 upgrade will come with the powder-coated steel sheet. So my 2.5 upgrade from Prusa will have powder-coated steel sheet.
I've really been seriously considering about, ordering a 2.5 upgrade, but my printer prints so well. I really don't want to. I don't want to monkey with it.
I kind of wonder about Slick 3R and Slicer and all that. I kind of wonder at what point Joe's just going to change the naming of that whole thing altogether.
Oh, yeah. I was just like, I was chatting with somebody the other night about how long it would probably take to just roll the Prusa changes back into Marlin. I don't even think they would fit anymore. I don't think they would work as they do on the Prusa anymore, and it would take way more work than it's worth.
Yeah.
Custom Creations just ordered his Zerbo parts. I guess that's what you would call mine, I guess, then. Wait a minute. Trolling for dollars. I must have missed something because they're throws up his hands. What did I miss? They saying I need Miss Country in here to keep up. Oh. Glenn, you'll need 4 M4 washers for the next step. Then he threw up his hands because I didn't read it.
Yeah, no, that's what I was just showing Xander, that these corner brackets are made for M5 hardware, and then you put that in there and it just goes right on through. So is this 4 M4 washers that I have to add myself, or are they in this mess somewhere?
I'm with Pooch. I still think it's naked too, buddy.
Oh,
Joe Paddock, Chris said that it looks like they're going to take the 2 softwares and combine them and rename them. Hawk3D said he'll rename it to Joe Control.
There's no controlling Joseph Prusa. You don't put Joe in the corner.
Nobody puts my Joe in the corner. I don't know if I have M4 washers.
Prusaware. Okay.
Excellent. Yeah, if we could put the whole Slicer Slick 3R thing to bed once and for all, it'd probably make my life easier.
Well, I said somebody should, somebody with more free time than I have, should come up with a website that's just dedicated to how to pronounce things in 3D printing. And then take the time to actually reach out to the company and say, okay, how do you say the name of your company?
I've done that over the years, where doing projects and stuff where somebody built this, like that Rubik's Cube solving bot. I had no idea how to pronounce that company's name, and I always feel like an idiot. It's like, hey, this is a great thing, but I can't pronounce your company name. So that's always an awkward conversation to have.
Well, I don't know. Is it? Yeah, I'm raiding the FK1 bag. I don't know. Is it worse to admit that you don't know how to say it, or is it worse to actually just say it wrong?
Yeah, it's true.
All right, I have to use M5 washers. I bought a bunch of hardware. I don't know if you guys know, but Mr. Metric closed the company that owned Mr. Metric closed the whole entire Metric hardware division. So MrMetric.com is gone, which sucks because it was pretty handy. But I bought a bunch of stuff out of there for 30% clearance. But there's another one. Let me see if I can find one of their bags. It is Bell Metric, BEL metric.com. So if you guys need Metric hardware. So while I am rating the FK1 bag, I'm using parts that weren't really meant for the FK1.
Chris, you making any headway with that Mosquito?
I I got the hardware and stuff mounted in the mount, which I printed all this out in ABS. So, you know, which this design was printed in ABS originally. I don't know if they print them in PETG now or not, but the shrinkage was minimal. So it seems to be going good so far. The way I do all my 3D.
There's the picture for you. Pooch doing 3D. Glad he didn't take that to heart at Earth. My Misfit will be back in a minute. How's your vase doing, Chris?
It's not doing bad. Says I'm 40 minutes in, but it doesn't give me any estimates. It's about an inch tall, so, but still not enough to actually do any significant color change. I might have to rethink this whole mount.
Now that's the standard MK2 mount that you're trying to put a Mosquito in?
Yeah, it's the standard mount, the standard piece that I altered significantly before I printed it out. But so the problem is, well, I don't know that it's a problem yet. So when they mount the V6 in here, they send the heater cartridge in from the side.
Right.
And then the fan blows across left and right. Well, the Mosquito, to have the fan actually be able to blow out the side and keep this design somewhat the same, I had to turn it so that the Mosquito is setting, you know, like this.
Right.
So getting a heater cartridge in and a thermistor in from this orientation might be a real challenge. I mean, I think they will. I think I can make it work, but it might look kind of messy. There might be another couple of iterations of this piece before I'm done here.
Hey, Custom Creations, any thoughts about the Prusa and SLA? From what I understand, Prusa has bought a SLA company that already produces SLA printers, and that's as much as I have on that. And since they're getting caught up with the MK3s, and they seem to have, I don't know, I haven't tested my power off resume lately with the newest firmware, but they seem to have gotten the firmware pretty much stable. And I think as soon as they get the MMU2s out and stable, that they will focus their attention on SLA for sure. Because I don't know that they can do much more with the 8-bit boards that they're putting in the MK3s right now. I think they're just about maxed out. What about you, Chris? You think they can do much more with them? Glenn?
As far as like adding features and stuff, I don't know. I don't know what they do.
Yeah. Glenn's got his mic muted, so.
Yeah, no, we were having a very important discussion over here. I said, it's dang hot. Should we turn the fan on?
Really now? Was that his exact words, Xander?
We're getting
pretty much.
We're getting into the summertime, that's for sure. All these lights on, it gets warm up here. I was trying to see what the thermostat said, but I can't see it past all these blinding lights.
I could see.
No, I don't have any information, Custom Creations, on which company it was, but I'm pretty sure that it wasn't one of the major ones, I would imagine. But I'm pretty sure they just bought their technology and what they were doing. I don't know. You know, I really don't know. That's all I have. That's it. I do have a update for Chris on the MMU2 that we ordered. They are supposed to be shipping at the end of this month.
Yeah.
Start shipping. But a safer bet would be mid to late August. The devs are normally off on the weekends, but they are working this weekend. So I guess they are trying to push to get that out.
That's going to be really interesting. That's going to change a lot of things. I mean, we had the other multi-material setup, and I think it worked pretty good. But this is something completely different here. And I saw it at Murph, just kind of saw it in action, and he opened it up and let you look inside there. It's pretty impressive. It's going to be neat.
Well, see, and they've already changed what he had at Earth. They've got filament sensors on the unit, and I think they've already added the blade to it.
Excellent. Yeah, I saw that they went old school, and they're using an inductive sensor with like a ball bearing.
Yeah. But you know what though? That's pretty cool. That's ingenious awesome. Design. Ingenious design. Chris, have you used the mosaic palette?
No, I have not. I would like to see one though, up close and personal, like one working. I've never actually seen it run.
Like you were in the same room with one already at Earth?
Yeah.
I had seen it. I had seen it at Murph, but we were walking by at Earth and there was nobody at the table, and I thought, what a perfect opportunity. And so I went up and talked to him and had him give me the whole spiel about it, and that thing is awesome.
I kind of liked Walter's idea though. We were talking about that palette while we were at Earth. Man, they could make a fortune if they just made one that would combine two spools.
Yeah, they would. Yeah, they would. To use it as a small spool splicer.
Yeah.
I mean, they already have their technology in place.
It does. It will. I know
that, but it's $800. If they broke it down so it would only do the one fusing of one spool and sold it for $150 just for that one.
Yeah, but by stepping it down, by taking it down to just 2 spools over 4 spools, you're not going to save that kind of money. And you got to remember, they're still in the R&D phase right now. They're still paying for all of the overhead on that thing. Once that thing catches on and more people start to buy it, it's going to drop in price. I could see that thing being about $250, and
it's still better than 800. It's still better than 800.
Well, it'll get there. You just got to be patient.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think
it's going to buy a whole bunch of them so that the price lowers for the rest of us.
I'll try to turn the market for everyone else.
Do that. Colin Make Stuff is in here. Hadn't seen you in a while, buddy. Where you been hiding?
I had dinner with him last evening. It was good times.
It's because Colin doesn't hang out on anybody's channel but Chris's.
I know. I think he doesn't like all of us anymore. Now, I think what it was his girlfriend said, hey, you got to spend more time with me.
Ben is, he's been busy sending everybody gifts. I'm pretty excited to see what I got. He asked for my address today. I was pretty pumped. It'll be here like right around my birthday too. It's going to be awesome.
Right? Are you talking about Hulk?
Ben Craig.
Oh, yeah. I'm actually going to have lunch with him and his wife Sunday. They are leaving tonight to come to Florida. They will be in Destin Saturday evening, and Sunday morning after morning coffee, I'm going to drive the 2 hours and 20 minutes over to Destin and go have lunch with Ben Craig and his wife.
Cool. When do they usually announce the dates for Murph? They do that later in the fall, don't they?
Yeah, but isn't it always about the same time? March, late March, or?
Well, they've been talking about maybe moving it like a week or two later so that we could have the other venue apparently there's another building on that property that's bigger, but we can't get it because it's always reserved that time of year. So they said something about maybe making it a little bit later in the year so that we could have the larger venue. But I think they announced the dates like a week before. That's what it feels like anyway.
Kat said she needs to know because she wants to come to the next Murph. Hold on. Custom Creations you want to eat. You're in PA, a little distance from PA. That's Is that Pennsylvania? Or Prattville, Alabama? Because Prattville is a lot closer than Pennsylvania.
Well, you know what I say. If you want something, go out and get it.
That's right.
I'm a big talker.
Murph is near Chicago. Yeah, it's what, 3 hours from Chicago?
Yeah, maybe a little closer than that. But yeah.
My youngest calls it Xander the bald guy.
Xander the what?
I guess it's supposed to be Xander and the bald guy. Oh. That's all right. That's going to be our new channel name. Oh, and I'm pleased to announce that we have been accepted by Amazon for an Amazon merch account. And I've started to put some t-shirts in there. But I also set up a Teespring account. And I think I like it better because you can have like coffee mugs and pillows and beach towels. I can have a Fun King 3D beach towel.
I want one.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because I tried the Amazon merch thing. They turned me down.
Well, I think what they really like, because it's all like testing right now, but I think the big thing is that they really just want companies. They don't want just average Joe doing it. You can run that into there. And then I think that I got away with it because I'm already established with them with, the influencer and the affiliate account.
Well, I think my main reason though is because I gave them the Kuntry3D at Gmail account instead of the Walter at Kuntry3D account.
And that could be as well. I mean, there's no telling on why, like.
Robbie Mack said Kuntry3D LLC.
Yeah, John Mack was asking. I will be in chat for the Facebook thing tonight, but I will not be participating.
MMPP0, take it easy, buddy. Have a good one.
Yeah, that's Magnus. He's my guy. So take it easy, man.
He's been in my stream a couple of times, I think, too, Chris, which is cool.
Yep.
I like that.
Good people.
Yes.
How? Oh, same way.
Glenn, install the corner bracket. It's the last step. The last in that step.
If you want to come over and help. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, don't think trolling for dollars won't do it. He'll be there.
Let me tell you, I think the last step is going to be me chucking this thing out the upstairs window here.
Right?
Can I do it?
I liked my X1 so much, I sent it to Ricky Tanner.
Did you? Well, that's, because, I mean, ever since Xander established the connection over at the library, we've been talking about, trying to get a printer to donate to them. The one that they have is a CR10 knockoff. And so when we started this tonight, he goes, well, could we give this to the library? I'm like, no, 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 I don't want to do that to him. So worst case scenario, if it doesn't work, I'll part it. I'll use it for a different project. In fact, these parts would probably make that camera slider that I was talking about. But I at least owe it to them, to GearBest, to try to put it together and do a review on it. though I don't believe it will generate any sales.
Come here.
They were they've been kind of giving me a hard time because I haven't been generating any sales for them lately. But I've explained multiple times that the only thing that they've ever sent me was the E12, and I refuse to push that printer. I mean, I have the links out there if somebody wants to go buy one, and other people have had good luck with it. It's just mine isn't any good. So I finally I wrote my rep and said, "Hey, listen, I know that I haven't been making sales, but if you'll send me something of somewhat decent quality, you know, I'll generate some sales, and if I don't, we'll go our separate ways." Hey, look, Walter's stream just got better.
Hey, I got to go with the cuteness factor here, guys. Tell everybody, hey.
Hi.
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 Say, hey, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hey.
There's Chris. So, yeah, this one's leaving us in the morning, so she's going back home tomorrow. She's been here with us for 2 weeks, hasn't you?
She's
And
gonna
we're
go.
going over to Nana's house.
Are you going to Nana's house?
But we'll come back.
Hmm?
But I'll come back.
You'll come back?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
She's
gonna
go home
come
where
back
it's
now.
hot but not humid.
Right, exactly. Exactly. So, all right. You ready to go back in there with Nana?
Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm sad. I don't feel like rhyming. James, you crack me up. James, print and play. It was a day today. And when I first looked at that, James, I thought you said it was dry today, and I didn't know what that meant, but.
Okay.
And Pooch, you may be right. That may be as much a mechanical limitation of FDM as it is the 8-bit board. But I just know that the Prusa firmware right now is at the boundaries of the memory of the Mini Rambo and the INZ Rambo, which are top-notch 8-bit boards. So I mean, it's pushing the limits of what they can put in the code right now.
Which somebody had made a comment on our stream the other night that because you know I want the INC board for the FK1 and we were talking that there's different versions. The Prusa version has a different bootloader to open up a little bit more of the memory. But as I understand it, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, Prusa had a lot to do with the development of the INC board. You know, like the improvements of it over the standard Rambo. Why haven't we added more memory to it?
Well, right.
You know, I mean, memory is.
I don't know though.
No.
With 8-bit though, it can only handle so much memory, Glenn. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think that's where we're at. We've got as much memory on the board as we can, and right now the firmwares are pushing the boundaries of what we can have. And Custom Creations is right. You should go with the Duet Wi-Fi.
And I mean, just to take that a little further, in my opinion, right now we're in this curve, and we're right at the top. And you know, 32-bit is not new, right? So, but why haven't we got there yet? Why are we just now really starting to look at making the 32-bit Marlin and things that are in beta and they're ramping up for 32-bit? But we're getting ready to see this huge climb, I have a feeling, with the Duet boards, and SmoothieWare's kind of backed out of the whole thing, but we're starting to see more and more ARM processors. I mean, I think we're getting ready to see some pretty cool stuff happen.
Well, I've been through the conversation and through the research. I really want to run Marlin firmware.
You can run Marlin on a Duet. Their 32-bit will run on the Duet.
Yeah, but it's still testing.
That's
Listen,
true.
I'm not taking a known good printer and hacking it up. I'm taking a printer that has never existed before. So I want to use as much stuff that's proven as possible. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So because I mean, it's going to be hard enough to troubleshoot it should something go wrong anyway. But I don't know. I don't know. There was another reason that I kind of pushed away from the duet as well, but I mean, a couple of people have said go duet, and a couple of people have said, so maybe I'll reach out to duet, and if they will be willing to send me one, that will seal the deal.
Glenn, I do have an email address for you if you need that.
I mean, that may really be, because I reached out to Alchemy Machine for an INT board, and they gracefully declined. They just said that they have a hard enough time keeping up with their current demand anyway. And I don't hold anything against them. So, but I don't know. Somebody sell me on it. That's what I keep telling you guys.
You just have to just do it.
Just do it.
Sorry.
I did pooch.
What, Walter, do you know what stepper driver that duet board uses?
2660s.
Okay. Pretty quiet then, huh?
Yeah, it's if it wasn't for the fans, you couldn't hear it. Well, that and the retraction on the, because I've got the E motor set at 1,000 right now, so you know it retracts louder than it should. I could probably drop it down to about 800.
Yeah.
Go bleeding edge and look at a Beagle board. No.
And she just went to Nana's.
Oh, that's what it was, Tom. Yeah. He just said I have both. INC is better built structurally. That might have been what it was too. Is the screw terminals on the INC board? You got to be very careful not to crack that.
Patrick does have a point there, though, Glenn. With the 8-bit INC, it would be more than enough for just straight up Marlin firmware, because Prusa does push it with the linear advanced stuff that they do and the new stuff that they're doing with their boards. They actually took out some of the multi-language stuff so that they could do the new routine with the auto bed leveling, the new calibration routine.
Well, I don't want to sound like I'm snobbish and I'm set in my ways. This is the only way I'm going. So, I mean, if you guys have input, I'm willing to listen. It is a goal of mine to learn something new all the time. So I'm fine with that. But I don't want fake news. I want facts. I want to know for sure that it's this way or that way. So at least the duet can use 12-volt fans. Yeah, I'll give you that. It is. I do plan to use a 24-volt power supply, whatever way I go. So
I'll be right back, guys.
Thanks for the warning.
Shush up.
Just put a ramps board on it. James loves it when I use ramps boards.
Yeah, well, after watching James's video from yesterday, I was totally thinking about doing a ramps board. I have a board here that Uncle Ron sent me that is powered by the Arduino Uno. I'm going to order some pizza. Not for everybody, sorry. I'm only bringing enough for the family.
Wait, Papa John's goes into Canada?
I don't know. James, you guys have Papa John's pizza in Canada? Probably called like Papa John's pizza dinner, though. Craft.
No, Papa John's
Papa John's dinner instead of macaroni and cheese.
Craft dinner, nice.
I use my ramps board to power my dinosaurs and abacus. Maybe you can get the Marlin. I don't need anything custom written though, Ron. I mean, like the printer is a normal printer. It's just
big,
huge.
So Print and Play does have Papa John's in Canada.
Chris, how's your vase going, buddy?
We're doing all right.
Yeah, mine finished. Mine's like this big.
Ooh, that is a shot glass.
I told you. I mean, it is actually the size of a shot glass.
Yeah, mine's already a little taller than that. So.
Yeah. But it printed well. I mean, even at that small size, if you look at the way it printed nicely. I'm very happy with that.
It's funny. Ben Craig watches the streams and he gets all jumpy when I start messing with boards and wiring and stuff. I have a little more lackadaisical approach to wiring electronics than some. It's fine. Drop it on the carpet. It'll still work. It's good.
Yeah. I want to do. What am I going to do?
How come pizza apps don't just have a button for just plain cheese pizza? Like you have to jump through hoops to get just a plain cheese pizza. You guys thought this thing was going to be all about 3D printing.
Right?
No, we talk about pizza and breaking stuff here.
This is more of a collaboration of my morning coffee. Except we're talking about pizza instead of grits and eggs. An ESD strap? That the static discharge strap? Electrostatic discharge strap, I believe, Carl?
Yeah, that would sound right. Yeah.
Because
I haven't worn one of those. I had a client. I actually used to work for a public power company, and everything that you touch in there, you had to have a wrist strap.
Yeah, yeah. When we first started, sarcasm. Never mind. Yeah.
Uncle Ron said he can mail us a real pizza, but we'll have to go hungry until about Tuesday or so.
No, but the pizza would be crushed by the time it gets here.
Well, depending on how it's shipped, because yeah, all of our stuff gets sat on.
Oh, I'm trying to find my next print.
My
Cat's
rocket.
having a glass of cider. That sounds pretty good.
He's already printed your rocket.
You can't print it enough time.
You gotta come up with something new.
Print.
Yeah, it's sitting right there.
I see it back there.
No, we're trying to encourage him to
Thank you, Pooch. I appreciate that.
print something new. What did Pooch say bad about me? He always talks bad
Nothing.
about me.
I got a notification that Pooch subscribed to my channel. I
Well,
heard
about
Chris's.
time.
It was my OBS going off saying I had a new subscriber. And I didn't even have my OBS up, so I couldn't see it. But
Yeah,
I did get a notification.
E3D followed me on Twitter today, and I was really excited. And then I thought, well, it's about time.
I hear you. I hear you.
When Sanjay and I were walking around Earth talking, and I had said something about the channel, and he goes, "Yeah, I think I've seen you." And I said, "What do you mean you think you've seen me? You better be subscribed." And he's like, "Oh," and he went in and subscribed right then.
Hey, Sonic, I know a little something about printing 2040 extrusions. But Kat, I'm drinking sweet tea. I don't know what everybody else is drinking, but I've got sweet tea in here. Kind of sweet.
You want chicken legs? Hot wings?
Hey, get me some, Glenn. I want some.
All right, well, come on.
2 hours for chicken wings.
Yeah,
2
they're
hours.
pretty good, though.
2 hours and 20 minutes.
You know who has good wings is Little Caesars. Their garlic Parmesan wings are really good. They're tiny. They're only like this big. But you know what, Walter? Next time you're going to be down in this area, you got to come on a Tuesday, and we'll go for all-you-can-eat wings.
Heck yeah. Come on a what?
Tuesday night.
Tuesday.
Why the heck would I be at Lady Lake on a Tuesday night?
Figure it out. It's all-you-can-eat wings, man.
Are they good wings?
Yeah, and they're big,
Yes.
too. They're like,
Yes,
they're big.
They're good wings.
You know that restaurant won't be around after I get done because I'm going to put them out of business.
I don't know. I haven't put them out of business yet. Grant and I go there every other Tuesday.
Hey, Miss Grisella, stick your face on here so we can say hey.
She's sitting way over there.
Come on, Ma.
Hey.
She's
come on.
waving. She's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, about 15 feet away.
Oh.
Come
Hey,
on.
Sean, garlic Parmesan wings are pretty good. They're not wings, they're frog legs. Hey, Fernando, I can do some frog legs too, buddy. As long as they're not on a buffet.
I like that better though.
I'll be right back again. I'm trying to balance a visit with my dad and my granddaughter, so I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, Ron, we have 2 foot square carpet tiles up here, so I was counting the floor. This is like a totally riveting live stream as I sit here ordering pizza with I was gonna say a half-built printer, but I don't even think that's close to half yet.
Nope,
So,
we only use one piece.
Glenn, did Sanjay have anything that you want to divulge to say about your design? Like anything just...
Oh, you didn't hear that story?
Obvious?
So, I'm really proud. I'm really, really proud of what I came up with. And the pictures that I took to Earth with me it was like the 4th redesign. Because it was James from Print and Play First that threw at me about making the bed not move because I didn't take into consideration the weight of the print itself. The bed is a mix 6, 1/4 inch thick mix 6 cast aluminum plate, so it's already like 16 pounds. And then he said, well, what about the 10 pounds of filament you're going to put on there? And I thought, oh yeah, I didn't think about that. So then I had to go back and redesign it. So I was really proud with what I came up with and took to Earth with me. And I went to Sanjay and I showed it to him, and I held it out, and it felt like we stood there for 10 minutes without saying anything, but it was probably like just 10 seconds. And he goes, why did you choose to make the extruder move on the long axis instead of the short axis? And I looked for a second. I said, because I'm an idiot. So that's why I haven't started building it yet, is because I'm reworking it now to run the extruder on the short axis. I'll say that it didn't save me a ton of weight. Like the mass itself didn't cut down, but after doing a little digging, because of the moment of inertia and stuff on a bar this long versus on a bar this long, he's still right, so yeah. But it's all going good. I'm to the point now where I need to go back through the cable management redesign, which probably took longer than everything else. And I don't want to. So I think I'm going to build it and then figure out the cable management after the fact, even if it means I have to reprint some of the parts.
That's cool. No, I'm really interested in those guys that are, the real engineering types. Like he's like, his expertise is like as a machinist, but I like to hear those guys look at that kind of stuff and go, oh yeah, this is what you should do. It's always interesting to talk to Sanjay and hear him talk.
Yeah, well, he picked up on it pretty quick. And then the other thing that he got me on too was he looked at it and he said this would be pretty easy to make it a swappable extruder. And I said, well, I actually designed it that way. 2 screws and that'll come off. And then I said, but then you run into the cost factor. It's another extruder, another hot end, more fans, another probe. And he goes, oh, we made our probe connect to the carriage. And I'm like, well, of course you did. I didn't think about that. So yeah, he spanked me a couple of times. And I don't know, but it was great input, and like I'm super appreciative of it. He's a very smart young man. I don't know. I'm at the point now where I'm ready. I want to start building. I've stared at that screen for well over 500 hours now, and I'm tired of looking at it. I want it to be here. Yeah. So. Kat said you're tired. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's always tired.
We've been sitting here doing nothing, staring.
Well, here I'll flip the page and you can continue. I'm trying to order your dinner so you don't crab at me.
Yeah, my wife's in there cooking. We got hamburger steak, rice and tomato gravy, macaroni and cheese, some dinner yeast rolls going on, and what else? Some corn and some green beans. Got all that going. I'm like, damn, my daughter needs to leave more often.
Oh yeah, I forgot you have company. I was gonna say corn and green beans. That's a lot of vegetables.
A lot of it. That's 2.
That's a lot of vegetables.
That's a lot of vegetables.
Yeah,
Arugula.
I usually only get 1 vegetable.
Carl said he'll be right over. What size does it is? 50? I've done this 50%. I don't know. All right, everybody got quiet now. Chris, you know when we get quiet, you got to feel that, right?
Alrighty.
Yes, you have to sing a rendition of "I'm a Little Teapot."
Yeah, that wouldn't be pretty.
It would be entertaining.
It might be entertaining for some, and all the subscribers I have are now gone. This actually has gone better than I thought it was going to, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you print with it. I mean, probably won't get to see that tonight, but I don't know. You might lay down some plastic here.
Yeah,
looks like you're making good progress.
If I didn't have to make this fan cable, I'd probably already be ready to go.
Yeah, how long does it take to strip wires and crimp a couple things and go, man? Come on.
Forever with your
Master Chris.
Yeah. First, you gotta not cut your thumb off with this razor because you're too lazy to find actual wire strippers.
Yeah, I know. I actually use my side snips and just press them lightly and then pull.
Yeah. I always just end up pinching the crap out of it if I try to use the side cutter.
I learned in college that using side cutters or snippers to strip wire is an absolute no-no. Because if you ever build something to go into outer space, the wires could break.
That's true.
That's what they said to us.
Actually, when I used to work on boilers, they used to say the same thing. Not that the wires would break, but the way that it causes the bend in the wire, that it'll cause it to arc outside of the actual wire itself across that bend. All right, so let's see. Let's see how it does on a 50% size Selenium Malkin.
Am I using Romex for the fan wires? You know,
yeah.
I've done silly things like that before.
So Pooch said 24 more bits, Glenn. 24 more. How is that not reason enough?
How is that not reason enough? Hey, that's a good point, Pooch.
You know, in like, okay, so I guess I'll just kind of lay out my whole thought process on it. You know, I mean, obviously I said I wanted to go with Marlin firmware. I like the physical build of the INC board. I hate those stupid little screw terminals for your wiring, whatever. I know people are using it and it works for them. But the other thought is I can always change it later. So are stripping wires with your teeth acceptable?
Well,
I guess,
you know,
as long as the hole's right, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess, you know, like enough of you guys are going to keep saying, you know, do it. And eventually I'll just do it. But get it, do it. Come on. Run Marlin 32-bit on the Duet, be a front runner. Well, again, that doesn't scare me. What scares me is this printer is not a known working printer, and I'm going to rip apart the hot end and put a Mosquito in it instead of an E3D. This is a printer that has never existed ever before. So if I get too much of cutting edge, then it's going to be a lot harder to diagnose. Not that I have any doubt that it's going to work, because it's going to work.
Well, I mean, Glenn, I don't disagree. I'm not sold on Duet at all yet. I mean, I have one, but you know, I don't have any experience with it. But I think if I was building, you know, something standard Cartesian like you're building, I think I'd go the same route you're going to go. I really do. I mean, those boards are just really, really solid.
They really are, and you can get a I think a refurb Einzy for like 95 bucks. I think
You can get a new one for pretty close to that. I think you can get the whole kit for 120 bucks.
that's 120 bucks. I
But
was
that's
just saying,
that's all the connectors and the end. I mean, I already bought my end stop switches, but
yeah,
that's the whole kit for $120. So plus, Matt from Printed Solid said that he would do me a solid. You know, he would get me a good deal on it. So it's kind of hard to turn that down.
That Matt from Printed Solid, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
is.
Repcord said because the money is in the plain cheese, Glenn. It's all about the upgrades. Oh, I think that was supposed to be isn't in. And his text to speech made it is it in. It isn't in the plain cheese. It's in the upgrade. So the plain cheese printer's cheap, but the upgrades is where you make your money.
Oh, I thought we were going back to me ordering pizza.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think so.
No, those are M3s. Oh, Chris, this printer sucks, man.
It does.
Yeah, I better you than me, man.
Wow, guys, I got to turn this. I got to turn my camera back on over here. The overhead. I'm printing a Selenium Malkin at 50%. Look at the size of this thing. Let me give you a little reference here. Here's my pinky finger.
Oh,
What is the scale on it?
50% according to Simplify 3D.
Huh.
Yeah, it's 66 in the X, 20 in the Y, and 94 on the Z millimeters. What it says. So it's really tiny.
You weren't supposed to put that on yet. You have to take it back off of there.
oh.
You didn't put the switch on.
Chris, now are you just like putting the fan wire on there to get it printing? Or are you going to go ahead and run it back through and tidy everything up?
For now, I think I'm just going to leave the wire loom how it is and zip tie it off on the existing loom and run it in there just to see until it actually starts working. I'm kind of curious. I mean, I don't know how this whole thing's going to go. You know, I've never messed with this hot end. And some of these parts are somewhat experimental. So I don't know if I'm going to leave it on here or not. The V6 is pretty hard to beat. So we'll see what happens, I guess.
Now, what hot end, what nozzle did you go with, Chris? Just a standard?
I'm just going to take the one off of the V6 and use it.
Oh, okay.
We'll try to keep as many variables out of the situation as possible.
You know, you might use one of these polyphobic hard nozzles that they had at Earth.
Yeah, I'd like to check one of those out as well.
So E3D, if you're listening, send Chris a couple of those nozzles.
There you go. Send them on over.
I gave my spare to Glenn. Glenn, did you get any of those at Earth?
No, just the one you gave me.
Oh, wow. Yeah, the one I gave you was just the ones they gave out at Murph weren't hardened. The new ones at Earth were hardened.
Oh. No, you know, I can't beg for too much.
No, I got you.
Yeah, I would have considered putting the Mosquito hot end on my printer on the FK1, but I didn't think about it until later. In fact, I didn't think about it until Earth, and I had already kind of committed with the E3D. Not saying one's better than the other, but that I would have definitely liked to have seen what it did. And I can always do it later, but
Yeah, I told that Dan, the guy at Slice Engineering, we stood there and talked for a while. In fact, I did Walter's interview for him. But I was telling him that. It's like, you know what? I've looked at your website 3 times trying to buy one of these, and you never have any. I think Walter, what did he say? They actually had 100 like the day before they showed up at IRB or something like that, and that was all they had.
Yeah. Well, because they're putting it all out of pocket, and they just started at Murph.
Yeah.
And I think their first run was 100, and it took them quite a while to sell those out, And I think they're doing better with this because they only had 25 left when I did my interview with Dan. And I know they sold 13 or 14 off of that interview. So, they were down to 12 or whatever. And Joe from, what is it? I forgot what it is. PR3D or Red. I can't remember. It's a man that watches my show and gets in the Discord. I forgot his name. I actually have his Twitter. I can tell you what it is. But they build printers, and he is partnering. It's Project Red. So Project R3D. So Project Red. They build printers, and he is putting mosquitoes on all of his. He is going away from the E3D. So he has partnered with them to do that.
Well, that's cool.
Hey, Mark, this is not an open hangout, buddy. But thanks for the interest. I don't know Mark Yagi, do y'all?
Again, I'm bad with names, so I'm not sure. But yeah, no, this is an elite hangout where we're all snobbish. No, you guys have to understand. This started because Chris wanted to go live today, and he wasn't sure what he was going to talk about, and then Walter just kind of forced his way in and said, "Hey, I want to hang out with you," and then drug me into it as well.
Not on this one, Eddie. Not on this one, Eddie. But we will have some where we do invite a 4th person in, and it's going to be friends that are not in low places.
But you guys keep in mind, tonight is the Friday night 3D printing community hangout. And if you search that term over there at Facebook, you'll find the thread about it. It is being hosted by Ryan over at Geek Tech. And if you are I was going to say if you're a YouTuber, but that doesn't really. If you're an influencer in the 3D printing community, you are definitely welcome to apply to join those as well.
So pretty much if you have a Twitter.
Well, no, because that would exclude Chris.
Eddie just left Florida. He was down. You were down around Orlando too, right?
Yeah, he was down around Orlando, and I was going to try to get with him, but I had a week.
Hey, Kat said she wants to hang out with us one day.
That'd be fun. She should definitely do that.
Absolutely.
All right, I have a question for anybody that knows, and Chris, you might be able to answer this question really fast.
I'll see how it is.
This motor here, does it matter which way the power connector goes? Like, is there a better or better spot for it?
Can't really tell which one it is. What kind of plate does it have on it? It's the Y-axis motor. Oh, okay. It needs to go. So it's going to be parked in the back of the printer, but the wire just needs to run towards the front of the printer.
All right. So if I turn this to where it's with this set of wires for the end stop, I should be all right.
Yeah, you should be good. If it's just take it a 90-degree clockwise. And if I'm wrong, hey, I tried.
I'm not an influencer yet, so I'll not be able to hang out with that. No. You are an influencer, Kat. You have a YouTube channel. You produce videos in the community. You have people that follow you and learn from you. That makes you an influencer. So, yes, Pooch, I am still going with a drive shaft design, but the drive shaft went from being the full width of the printer now to just being the depth of the printer. So that worked out to my benefit.
That's going to save you a lot of movement, man. Man, I don't know why you didn't think about that first.
Honestly, I already know the answer why. I mean, obviously I said to Sanjay because I was an idiot, but the reason being is because when this whole thing started, I was ripping off the G Create Big. So I was building that design. And then when it came time to stop the bed from moving, I went to the full frame, like the Core XY, but I kept the whole axis. Like it was already like this. So in my mind, I left it alone. You know, it was the same extruder. I just mounted that. And that's exactly what happened, was I didn't step back and say, okay, how am I going to change this whole thing? So, and now I've had to change the whole thing.
Now you got to change the whole thing.
But it's worked out. I mean, design wise, I'm pleased with the changes. What I hate is that all of the cable chains and stuff, none of that works anymore. And I've had to, I have to redesign all of the cable management, which was the worst part of the whole thing. But
well, the cool thing is you got a bunch of practice first.
Pooch said, Glenn, he also does it professionally full-time. I think your design is awesome, and you're doing the right thing by spending the time in discovery to get it as best you can before you start spending, which is what my wife keeps telling me. Better in the design phase than after you've already built it. So, and absolutely. I mean, and that's why, I showed that to everybody that I could at Earth. Not only because I'm super proud of it, but because I wanted feedback. Gordon from G Create gave me a bunch of insight and pointers and stuff on different things, and I even showed it to the people from Creality. And full disclosure, before I showed it to him, I said, "Please don't rip this off yet. I'd like to at least build the first one."
You're a brave man.
That?
I did. I actually told her that, and then when I held up the pictures, like, they were back and forth in Chinese a lot.
Yeah.
And then they were taking pictures of my pictures, which I don't understand.
No,
I'm just kidding. It's 4 screws. How long are you going to take on that?
Printer together, like 2 days ago, and I would remember where things are. But no, that's not the case.
Chris, this is like your 30th MK2, man.
It says it's big.
I'm supposed to remember all this stuff.
That's right.
Oh,
wait, you were supposed to do it by memory on your stream, but I saw you looking at the magazine rack, I think.
Yeah, I was doing a little flipping.
The magazine
Uncle
rack.
Ron got it right. They're coming out with the Creality FK10 next week.
Oh, Eddie Moser kicking you some beverage money there.
All right. Drinks all around. Thank you, Eddie Moser. That's great.
Hey, wait. What are we drinking? Water?
Not even for 5, but no, I'm just kidding.
I'm underage.
Thanks, Eddie Moser.
Yeah, Xander likes the rum. He wants to know why the rum's gone.
Where's the rum gun?
Chris is retiring now.
Yeah.
XYZ FK10, and they will throw patent suits at you. I heard XYZ already had a patent on the FK10. Well, that's all right. Mine's the FK1. We had a huge, very long discussion on what this thing should be named. I think the whole discussion took about 12 seconds. And we're like, I'm like, I don't even know what to call this thing. And we're like, well, Fun King, it's our first printer. It's the FK1. So I look forward to the days when I get to the FK10.
Wait, we're going to make more than one?
No, I don't want to be a printer manufacturer.
Yes, you do.
This was purely this was a big deck contest. That was deck, DECK. I wanted
well, okay then.
I wanted to rip off the big. I did, and I went to Gordon, and he was like, "Do it! It's so much fun. Do it!" But then I had to make it bigger. Like I couldn't make it the same size, and then it got even bigger. So I mean, a 48-inch bed, 1200 millimeter is crazy, but Uncle Ron said, "I'll manufacture your design for you." Well, if all goes according to plan, it'll be out there and everybody can build one.
Any thoughts of where you're going to park that beast?
Yeah, right here. I'm going to get rid of all this crap. And no, that's not fair. But I'm either going to, there's going to be some changes around here, and I don't want to give away too much because we got some cool stuff coming. But I'm either going to build a table for it over there and put its own dedicated camera on it, or I'm going to put it. The E12's got to go. That E12 is.
We'll throw it out the window.
It's
or
junk.
run it over.
I'm thinking about parting it out
Or
for
burn
other
it.
projects. So
That's what I would do.
Uncle Ron said where Xander sits.
That's messed up, Uncle Ron. Uncle Walter said no, where Glenn sits.
Yes.
It'll be, hey everybody, I'm Glenn, and that's the FK1, and together we're fucking 3D.
Give me my seat or give me death.
Now who's your favorite uncle, Xander?
Uncle Walt.
Uh-oh.
It's an uncle fight.
It's the challenge of the uncles. That's so funny.
Sonic said send it there, Glenn. Sonic, the shipping to ship it to you would cost more than you could get the printer for, and you'd probably buy a better printer.
On the table in front of you both. No, I don't like that.
Oh, like in front of us here and just do our videos through it?
Yeah.
You guys have to understand, it is going to be like this big.
Wow.
I mean, it's mammoth. It's mammoth. I don't have a part that looks like that.
I do.
Oh.
Glenn, what are your plans to put that on YouTube? I mean, like, are you going to do videos as you build and, kind of show iterations and things like that? Or
Yeah, well, I want to, I definitely want to use it to start feeding my Instagram account, because we don't do enough on Instagram. So I'm definitely going to start feeding the photos over there. But yeah, that's the thought, is that, like, I'll just film even if it's just a 2-3 minute video on, this is what I've been working on and whatever as it goes through. And of course the printer will be done before the videos are all done. You know how that goes.
Yep.
So, but
I don't want it to come off the wrong way, but I really want to see you struggle, because that's my favorite kind of video. It's like, oh man, I can't believe that happened.
well, and I have no intentions on hiding any of that. I mean,
Yeah.
I truly believe that we learn more from our failures than we do from our successes. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
I'm the best teacher in the world then.
I just now noticed something.
what?
Black and yellow wire.
Whoa. Way to take it off the topic.
Hey guys, we've been going for 2 hours now.
Yeah.
It's taken me 2 hours to get everybody on the top of FK1, and now you want to talk about wire color. It's all I talk about anymore, but it's literally all I do anymore. So 5x30s. All right, so that's these.
Yeah, we can cut this off whenever you guys want. I just,
Well,
I didn't have a set of time. So
we were supposed
I'm
to
waiting
set
for my dinner to get here.
future streams, remember?
I'm supposed to set it on the stream.
Well, no, we were supposed to set precedent for our future streams.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, we talked about that once you start an hour stream, it turns into 4 or 5.
That's how it works.
All of my streams go that way.
I know that. That's why we were going to curb this one, because all of mine do the same thing.
And it's not even me that keeps it going. It's the people in the chat.
Yeah. I don't
They're
know.
like, don't go.
They apparently
Tony Ryan is in the house. We are
Yes,
building
he
a
is.
Tronxy X1.
they're apparently used to Walter streams.
You said, well, Walter's actually been doing pretty good about cutting off.
Oh.
He'll be mid-sentence at 10 o'clock and be like, so I want to tell you a big secret. Boop.
Hey, I have found out that works really well.
Yeah. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Yep. See you tomorrow. Bye. It's like that voiceover where I ran out of video. And Hack Monkey said, sure, blame the peasants.
Let me bounce this off of you guys. I want your input on this. So, I've been creating shirts, and it's not quite the way that I'm used to creating shirts, but I've been creating the shirts for uploading, and I'm thinking about making one that says like official peasant of the Fun King 3D Royal Court. Would anybody wear that?
You can't, Xander. You're part of Fun King Royal
I
Court.
don't care. I'm totally aware of that.
I don't know.
That's
I think
right.
people
I'm
would wear
waiting.
that.
I'm with Carl Brown. I'm waiting for Chris Pratt to voice over my video and send it back to me.
Oh my God, that would be hysterical.
Did y'all notice that Josh from Alien 3D, he tagged Chris Pratt in my video the other night when I tweeted it. He tagged Chris Pratt in it, and I would fall down if Chris Pratt did that.
Oh, absolutely. Well, he's really kind of a down-to-earth guy too. So, I mean,
yeah,
stuff, something crazy like that could happen if you weren't so rude to him. I mean,
Yeah.
you said mean things to him.
Wait, what did he say?
I said mean things to Star-Lord, not to Chris Pratt.
Oh.
Like, that makes a difference.
Speaking of, I am Groot. My pizza is on the way.
Xander
Isn't modern technology awesome?
Okay, so we get to stay on until pizza gets here.
Well, you guys can stay on after that, but I don't want to be rude and be like sitting here eating pizza in front of you guys.
I've actually got to go do the tomato gravy because my wife doesn't eat gravy, so I have to cook it.
Not sure about that whole tomato gravy thing.
Man, you got to have it first.
Isn't it technically just tomato soup?
No.
I haven't had tomato gravy in years.
Dude, I don't know how you live without it.
I know. I am a big fan of gravy of all kinds.
Me too. Glenn, I will make you some tomato gravy one night, my friend. It is nowhere near tomato soup.
All right. So what do you think? What do you think the best way to keep this hot end from tearing the crap out of this build service would be?
Do the calibration?
Well, I mean, the first time it tries to touch Z, it's gonna, if it's off enough, it's gonna tear that PEI right now.
Well, you did the same nozzle lineup with the Penda probe, right?
It's pretty close. It's just a little shorter than the V6.
This is
okay.
good.
So, I mean, technically it should work, but I've seen bad things happen before.
Hey, you know what? It's just PEI, and I'm fixing to get a new Mark 52 bed for mine. So if you need a new Mark 42, I'll send it to you.
There you go. That's as good as any.
Chris, go ahead. Don't even protect it. Just tear it up. Walter will send you a new one.
Finger on the switch. That's probably the best method.
I am going to have a new one here shortly.
Tony Ryan said put paper down.
All right.
Said tomato gravy equals salsa.
Salsa.
Nope, that's not right either, Tony Ryan. See, and Carl Brown says he hates regular gravy but loves tomato gravy.
How can you hate regular gravy?
Well, that just depends on who cooks it. If he's getting the brown gravy packets from Walmart.
We live in the South. We have to put gravy on everything.
Everything.
I sometimes put gravy on my gravy.
It's funny, though, because they put gravy on fries in Canada, and I'd never done that before.
Oh, yeah, French fries and gravy. Going across the border for French fries and gravy, sir. Almost made it.
Oh, heck, Eddie Moser, I forgot. I'd have to go back and watch the video. It was something you said you were going to send me.
Tomato gravy. Gravy on grits. I don't eat grits. I'm not that southern.
Hey, if you do a Cajun grit cake with some shrimp with some grape, man, come on.
What did you just say to me?
What did I just say?
Cajun what?
A Cajun grit cake with some shrimp and gravy over the top of it.
I'm gonna go back and cut that out of this and use that as my notification tone on my phone.
Oh, Eddie Moser. The other was the volcano nozzles, the pack of volcano nozzles. That's right. That's what it was. Repcord's nozzle cleaner and the volcano nozzles. Oh God, Ron loves pickled eggs.
Ugh. The ones you buy from the convenience store that have been there for 20
loves
years.
Pickled pig's feet.
Anything with pickle.
Oh, these are those good shiny belts.
Those nice shiny belts.
Yeah, the high quality shiny belts.
The ones they use for bungee cord jumping?
Yeah, I don't know. It's the ones that come on the ANET A8 stock too.
Yeah.
They're plastic, they're not rubber.
Something actually good in this game.
No, I was kidding, they're not good.
Oh.
I was being facetious.
Oh.
And then everybody's talking about the grits and the shrimp and the gravy.
So this says tighten one end of the timing belt to the bed frame using a zip tie. And the best I can tell in the picture, they are literally putting it through the slot and then wrapping just a zip tie around the belt to keep it from pulling out.
That is correct.
Wow. I would love to be in the room during the design of some of this stuff.
You would be correcting stuff like that.
No, I mean, just like, oh, how should we do this? I don't know. What's the crappiest possible way? Well, just jam it through the hole and put a zip tie around it. Is that even going to hold? I mean, when you guys see the way that I did the belt retention on my extruder, I think it's ingenious. And I'm not saying that just because I came up with it, but compared to this, wow.
Hack Monkey, absolutely do boiled peanuts, my friend.
Oh, yeah. I did use some boiled peanuts. My uncle used to have a boiled peanut roadside trailer.
Yeah, you know what gets me, Glenn, though, is some of the guys on the roadside leave their stuff out overnight, and the drunks take it as a porta potty.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh yeah,
is that what that salty taste is?
That's what it is. That's where all the salt comes from. Thank you, Eddie Moser. I appreciate that, my friend.
Oh, it's been a long week. I'm really tired.
My wife just said I got 5 minutes, and then I got to cook the gravy. Chris, are you gonna print in 5 minutes?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a Z calibration here, or a first layer calc really quick. There's my base.
Sweet.
It's kind of gradient. It's a little more yellow and a little more orange at the bottom.
Yes, sir. Hey, now double it up to 200%. That would be pretty.
Yeah, I want to print another. I got quite a few more prints out of that roll. It should be interesting as it gets closer to the center.
Yeah.
Uncle Ron said boiled in what?
Carl gonna say crawfish. Come on, man, say it right at least.
Crawfish.
Crawfish.
Well, they do crawl.
Well, they do. That's true.
They're crawdads to me. I don't call them crawfish. They're crawdads.
Me. I don't call them crayfish. I don't call them crawfish. They're crawdads.
Crawdads.
It's not a good sign when you can't feed filament through it.
Uh-oh. Is it hot?
I think it's a problem with my new printed part. I can't even get it past the extruder.
I got you. I'll be right back. Let me go start this gravy, I think. Well, let me see where she's at.
Just run a drill bit down through there. It'll be all right.
Yeah, that'll do it. It's better than the drill bit's better than what I usually do. and that's I heat up a 2mm shaft with a torch.
And just jam it down in there?
Yeah.
I hope it's almost here.
It is. It's on its way. Chill
I'm
out.
hungry.
Used to catch crawdads with bacon on the string. I just walk in the ditch and pick them up. Take my shoes off, put my shorts on, get in the ditch, and scoop them out of the ditch.
Yeah, just use like just a minnow net.
Yep. Can't find Cajun in Europe. Yes, you can. They make Cajun spices you can buy in Europe. Cajun is a spice thing. Well, and a leftover thing, because if you look, most of their food looks like it was all leftovers. I mean, gumbo, jambalaya. You right about that.
That one isn't any better.
Really?
The batteries are completely shot in that one. Otherwise, you would have had that one already. I will order a new battery pack for it.
Hey guys, I have to say this. Tomorrow I have morning coffee, and then tomorrow afternoon, sometime, I'm not going to announce it. It's just going to come on because I don't know the time yet. Tomorrow is my Star Trek Starship giveaway. So Xander, if you haven't commented on that video, go do it.
I don't let them watch your stuff because you have a potty mouth.
Yeah.
That one does not. That one has no potty in it, Glenn.
I don't know what video you're talking about.
The Star Trek Starship selection video.
Okay.
But the
If you
Star
pull
Trek
up this
Starship
channel,
will
you'll
be
see
given
it.
away
Can I
tomorrow.
go do it right now?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
You can abandon the stream, whatever.
Yep. Bye, guys.
Bye. Go eat some pizza.
No, he's going to win a starship.
I hear you. What's up, Minnesota Maker? Red Light said, you don't got that printer done yet, Glenn?
It's telling me to use an M5 25mm screw. There aren't any of those. This is just awesome. You know, I was warned, but I didn't listen. When I do the review on this printer, I'm actually going to clip the beginning of your video out, Chris, and just play that as my intro.
When I did the stream to build this one the other day, I cut the beginning off of that interview I did with Canadian Maker Project and used it as the opening. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, see, I didn't catch the beginning of it. I'll have to go back and watch that.
Yeah.
I came in after you were already underway.
Hey, Scott. Yeah, that would be true. I watched some of Barnacle on Twitch today. Yeah, I let my kids watch South Park, but I probably wouldn't let them watch his stream. And I like Jerry.
I like Jerry too, but I feel dirty after watching his stuff.
I know, right? Want to take a shower. No, I did watch some of his Twitch stream today, which I don't do very often. Yes, Robbie Mack. Yes, he is. Yes. You know how Discord gets, Robbie Mack, after my streams? Double that.
Ooh,
Double
I can't let Discord play if the kids are home.
I know, Glenn. And I've tried to do better, but you know, it's hard.
No, are you kidding? That's your thing. That isn't a big deal.
That's true, Eddie Moser. You're right. It's more talking just like he normally talks. He doesn't hold anything back, that's for sure. It's not exactly potty mouth. It's in the gist of the conversation that he's having.
Yeah, it's just his personality. It's just the way he is.
Right. It's not intentionally potty mouth stuff. It's just like us talking in Discord.
Wow. This printer is a nightmare. And to think I was going to have Xander build this thing.
It's feeding plastic, so that's a good sign. I can tell you it's somewhat difficult to load.
Yeah. Oh, Carl said Xander would be done already.
Probably. Come on, Glenn. It's not that bad.
Repcord, I need some of that purple haze too. I've still got a sample of purple haze up here. I need some of that purple haze, dude.
The world needs some of that purple haze.
Because, you know, purple is my favorite color.
I should have given you this roll of purple PETG from IC3D.
Yeah. Well, no, orange and blue is my school colors for sure. Reborn like Phoenix from the ash. That's what I'm talking about, Pooch. Tony Ryan says I have to start using exclamations like fart noodle and marshmallow.
All right, I think we're good. Mosquito testing is now underway.
So you are doing a bed calibration, are we?
Yeah, it's done. We're calibrated.
So, are you printing a Z first layer Z?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's actually putting plastic down.
Yep. Yeah, and it's a little over a millimeter lower than the V6 was, or higher than the V6 was, but I got it dialed in. So.
Sweet. All right, I got to go start the gravy. I'll be right back.
Ready.
Thanks for the warning.
Shush your mouth, Xander.
Okay.
That's so funny because I barely heard him because he's like way over at his computer.
Now you might as well not comment on the Star Trek ship because we'll have to put it on somebody else.
I totally forget that you guys can hear him, that he's mic'd up.
I'll be right back.
This is an awful design.
Ditto.
This just can't be. Hello,
It
little
looks a lot
child.
different.
So this is the y-axis idler pulley. But the way that it was pre-assembled, it's got two lock washers in it. Is that really what goes in there? Because then the bearing sits cockeyed, being that it's not flat washers.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about now. Yeah, no, that's its intended purpose.
Now, I think we're gonna make some modifications. I think we're gonna use our own spacers. See how that does. Well, guys, I got to wrap it up. That's going to leave you all by yourself, Chris.
Yeah, I'll.
You're going to have to entertain the people.
I
mean, I could go get some pizza and sit here eating it, but that would be really just rude.
I still haven't gone on to YouTube yet.
What are you doing over there?
I'm waiting. Takes forever to load.
This is awful. They had to have been sitting there just like laughing while they were designing this. Oh, stupid Americans build this.
Tony Ryan doesn't like my wire management. Oh, come on. That's primo stuff there.
Everybody's a critic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, awesome. All right, well, everybody, I'm gonna duck out. If you guys are still running when I come back, I'll pop back in. But
Sounds good, Glenn. Well, thanks for joining. I know this wasn't a planned thing, but
no, it's great. I
it was good to
enjoyed
hang
it.
out.
Had a good time. I always like hanging out with you. I enjoy hanging out with the people.
You hit it. Don't do that.
Joe Paddock said, "I think everyone would be okay with you eating." I mean, honestly, I don't have any problem with that if nobody else cares. But
Bye, everyone. Bye.
See you, Xander.
unmic yourself and change your shirt. Can't eat in your production shirt.
Okay.
Everybody want to see Xander change his shirt? No, I'm just kidding. Hey, Glenn, those parts were hand selected from the parts swept out of the warehouse last month. I bet. Same as birthday cake. All right, well, I'll go get some pizza and I'll come back up and eat. So give me just a couple minutes. I'll be back.
Now I'm stuck. Smoked ribeyes? That sounds amazing. James, yeah, I'm back. And then there was silence. My week was pretty good. I took yesterday and today off just to mess with this printer, actually. So short week. It's been over 95 degrees every day, so that's always great. You wouldn't be so critical if I gave you a close-up. I wish I could get more cams in the Hangouts, because that would be very helpful. I was thinking about that when we were setting this up. I was like, man, I wish I could work a table cam in somehow. So the Mosquito is designed so precise that the tube that runs straight through the center of it is actually 1.75. So, and this, this filament, this isn't bad filament. It's that Filament Friday filament from Chuck. It's not bad, but if it's off even a little, it's going to be really hard to feed through that tube like that, it being so close to the actual size. So, I mean, I got it through there, but depending on the mount that you use, it might be a little more difficult.
The hole in the hot end itself is 1.75.
Yeah, I mean, as close as it can be to that. I mean,
Wow.
It's just right on there.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, so it's going to be really hard to get. I mean, if you have filament that's off at all, you're going to be in trouble.
So no maker geeks going through that.
Yeah. Don't get me started.
That's usually what I end up raging about. That or Facebook, one or the other.
Yeah, this is the high volume one, and of course you can't really see it all that well. But there's a tube. There's just a metal tube straight all the way through to the center, and that's what you're fighting against when you're trying to load that filament.
That one's the ceramic insulator on it, correct? To hold the heat in?
Yeah, that's the Magnum or whatever they call it.
Yeah, it holds that heat zone higher on the nozzle, which is really cool.
Yeah. It's pretty ingenious. I can tell you one thing already, though. It oozes. So the V6, it's going to have a melt zone in that break where it's going to store that filament. This just spills it out.
Yeah.
So that's going to some software is going to have to be changed if you don't want your filament on the bed as you do your auto level.
Well, I think you're going to have to sit for the you're going to have to sit and tune that anyway, right?
Oh,
because
yeah.
Your retraction and all that stuff is going to change.
Yeah, retraction will be, nothing, basically.
Hey, Scott, Scott Hack Monkey, if you can see me on your screen now, just to answer your question, yes, because right here, there's a camera running right now. So, yeah, you can feed multiple cameras into into a Hangout using the virtual camera from OBS. Chris, are you using virtual camera? Or you just using
No, I need to figure that out though. I forgot all about that. We talked about virtual cams. I need to figure that out so I can have a print cam.
Yeah, and Glenn was doing that at
Right.
first. So
And then I disabled it when it was glitchy.
Xander commented and said, sub number 500 is here, so I hope the ship comes my way. I do got to say, and I appreciate the few subscribers that have hit me today. If you're not subscribed to my channel, I need one to get to 580, which would be awesome. Seeing as how we're doing the 500 giveaway tomorrow. So,
Well, if we're doing that, I've dropped to 4480, so I need 20 people to bring me back to 5,000 or to 4,500. So,
okay, I'll resubscribe then, Glenn. Chris, he caught us.
yeah, I know you guys don't follow me. Like
do.
Pooch
I comment
never
on
watches
your
my
video.
stuff.
Yeah, Repcord, you're talking about Project R3D, correct? Project Red?
Cool duty order. Oh, yeah, and anybody in the chat that hasn't gone and checked out Pooch's Repcord's rep box, those things are awesome.
Absolutely.
I need to go check that out.
Yeah, Joe was in my Discord this morning. I'm actually going to have him on one of my interviews here soon. Probably this coming Wednesday. Seeing as how I'm starting the country time on Monday in the afternoons, I didn't want to do an interview on Monday. So we'll do a couple, and then we'll have Joe on here from Project Red. They build some awesome Core XY machines. So would I, Eddie Moser. Just send it with a gift receipt.
Isn't it technically a cord box since it holds plastic cords? Oh, Uncle Ron, always with the quick ones.
Hey, I'm going to step away just for a second, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay, you can do that. We're here now.
All right.
So I stuffed my face full of pizza. Walter, you have to talk while I'm eating.
No, I want everybody to see you eating. So I'm going to lock it to you right now. You're locked on the screen just for that.
You don't have that power.
It put a white box around you, so either it locked it for me or it locked it for everybody.
It must only lock it for you. Chris Riley has that power. It's his stream.
What kind of pizza did you order? Papa John's?
Yeah, Papa John's.
They just put a Papa John's in Crawfordville, which is close to us. They won't deliver this far out.
It tears my stomach up. I'll be sicker than a dog tomorrow.
Oh, dadgummit. They said it was just for me.
What's that?
The thing. Tune in to Catch Up next Tuesday. What's Catch Up going to be on Tuesday?
Robbie Mack. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I wish Catch Up wasn't on so late at night. You Californians need to stream earlier. You know, some of us have to work early in the morning.
Have a great night, Robbie Mack. The answer is 42. Pooch, yeah, that's the answer to life and everything else, right? I know that, Knack 3D, but that doesn't work for me.
All right, somebody said something about putting the belt through the bed before I run it around the tensioner.
Yeah, Trolling for Dollar said feed the belt through the bed loop before installing the idler.
So I should install the idler and then
So do it exactly the opposite of what Trolling for Dollar says. Oh, come on, y'all. Y'all know that I'm awful quiet when I'm sleeping.
Yes, Walter is a very quiet man.
I got to build a Walter spool holder for my Walter spool.
That'll work. Is that on Thingiverse, Chris?
Yeah, these are actually really nice. I got a couple of them. They work out pretty good. It's nice because you just put the spool in there and then it encapsulates it, so you can just pick it up and toss it down wherever and use it. It works when you're walking, like you probably when you're walking around the house, you know, throwing printers down places. These go with it pretty well.
Right. Yeah, Hack Monkey, you're right. It's quiet when I'm gone. That's correct. Well, Chris, I appreciate you letting us hijack your stream for the evening. And we are definitely going to have to set something up so that we do this.
No, this is good. I mean, like, this is the perfect stream for me when I need to work on something. You guys can help me entertain and chat, keep up with chat while I fix stuff. I don't always keep up with chat so well.
Well, you do a good job. Glenn does a good job.
I have a Xander.
We can. The cool thing is, though, you know, especially if we have like on a guest person, then you know, it'll just be really cool. I mean, really, it really is just cool to hang out and work on stuff. And you know, because it's fun to work on it by yourself. I know it is in your basement, right?
Oh yeah.
But it's so much better. I mean, even when you're not talking, you can turn around and go, "Hey, Chris, what do you think of this?" Or, "Hey, Glenn, what do you think of this?" You know, it's just cool to have that on. Modern technology is awesome.
It's like having friends in real life.
It'd be really cool if Glenn handed me a piece of that damn pizza.
You look like you could use a cold one there, Clark.
You know what? We're going to have to organize that one day where we all have the same food and we hand it to the screen and we reach up and grab it. People are going to freak out.
That would be awesome.
I got to tell a really funny story that happened today. We went to Ruby Tuesday for lunch, and I love Ruby Tuesday's salad bar. Everything is always so like fresh and crisp and very well chilled. But Xander ordered corn dogs, and when his corn dogs came out, he peeled a little of the breading off and ate it, and it was fine. And then he went to bite into the hot dog, and it was still frozen. He had this horrible look on his face. I'm like, "What's the matter?" He goes, "That hurt." And I'm like, "What do you mean that hurt?" And he goes, "Feel it." And like the hot dog was freezing cold. I'm like, "Well, don't eat any more of that." So they did bring him some fresh ones and comped it off the.
I got a good story for you since she's not watching and she's not in here. I got to tell a story on my wife.
Is that why you went to check to make sure she wasn't there?
Yeah, I made sure she was still in the kitchen. We were living in Arkansas, right? And I had just gotten home from work. I don't know what I was out bush hogging the field or something. Anyway, she was taking a nap on the couch or whatever. The kids woke her up because they wanted some pizza. So she goes, and gets one of those big, super large ones like you get from Walmart that's still on the cardboard and all that. Takes the plastic wrap off of it, sticks it in the oven, bakes it. I come in, I'm like, "Oh, smells like pizza. Sweet, we're having pizza." We get in there, and the cardboard is baked into the bottom of the pizza. Okay, I mean, the dough has wrapped around and just encapsulated the edges of the. You couldn't get we had to just scrape it off with a fork and eat it.
She's not the only one that's ever done that. I'll tell you that.
Oh, I'm sure not. I'm sure not. But we scraped pizza off the cardboard that night. That's not,
So it was like eating Little Caesars then.
Hey, man, the $5 hot and readies are the bomb diggity.
Yeah, except for they're never hot and they're never ready.
Well, they had that little deep dish deal. They had that $5 get a drink in that little square
right.
dish. That was actually pretty good because they pretty much did those on demand.
Well, if you spend
everyone I ever got was hot.
If you spend the extra buck and get the extra most bestest pizza, it's not bad. I don't like a lot of sauce on my pizza. I don't like it to be like where when you bite it and the cheese all just slides off.
Oh.
And Little Caesars just pumps the sauce on there.
So you like Hungry Howie's or something like that?
Well, we have a flipper. Well, we went that time when you were here. That Flippers pizza.
Yeah, it's good pizza.
That's what I like.
I
like New York pizza, but it's far to go.
I was thinking that more of the quick pizza stuff.
Yeah, I don't like it to be dry. I'm not saying like I don't want any sauce on it at all, but just lighter than normal. Like even when I order Papa John's, I order it light sauce.
Now, trolling for dollars, where do you live at?
Yeah, I don't like Domino's either.
Well, here's my thing. We actually when we were living in South Georgia, we weren't even married at the time. It was about the time I proposed to Regina. We had some interns that moved down from, where were they from? They were from Michigan or somewhere like that, because we were training them at Cleaver Brooks on the industrial boilers. And they were staying with us in our apartment. And we ordered Domino's one night, and they're like, "Oh, this is the nastiest pizza ever." They ate our Domino's. They go, "Dude, our Domino's is nowhere near this. This pizza is friggin' good." And our Domino's, we don't have a Domino's here anymore. We now have Papa John's, Pizza Hut, and a couple of local pizza places, but we no longer have a Domino's here. They couldn't make any money. Our county's too big, and Domino's is a delivery place, And Papa John's is going to do the same thing. They'll be here for 6 or 8 months, and then they'll go out of business because the delivery here is just, it's 15 miles from here to the pizza place, So they just don't have the population to support their delivery. Chris has left the basement again.
I'm here.
Oh, he's there. He's hiding. How's it printing, Chris?
Printing good. Just like normal. Nothing really to speak of. We'll see what the print looks like when it's done.
How's your stringing and stuff across the feet? That's Ada Linda, right?
Yeah. No, there's none. So no stringing whatsoever.
Well, I wouldn't imagine you didn't change the slicer profile, did you?
No. This is all Prusa except for that hot end.
Yeah. So you only have to retract 0.4, 0.7 millimeters, and you're retracting 1.1.
Right. Yeah. I'm curious about how that's going to work. I guess I'll just set it to 0 and run a calibration and just see what it looks like. Because now I'm interested. What 0 retraction? How much stringing will there be?
Yeah. Hey, Sonic, you're right. Making it home is the way to go. We actually make our own ravioli and spaghetti and everything here. So, yeah, we make homemade noodles and pasta and everything.
Yeah, I made when I built the house, I made provisions for hot and cold water outside at the patio with the intention of putting an outdoor kitchen in, and I was going to do a wood fire pizza oven out there.
Brick oven.
Yeah. I'll get around to it one day.
We have a place here called Momo's Pizza. They have a 48-inch pizza. I actually bought one for a birthday party one time, and I had a convertible Mustang. You should have seen me driving home with it sitting on my shoulder, up on the back of the seat, and the dashboard. It was just kind of holding it there while I was driving with that pizza box in.
Yeah, Tony Ryan was giving me a hard time about my excellent wire management skills. Now he's giving you a hard time.
Yeah, well, the problem is I took my wire management loose because I had to take the board off the other day and solder the power connector, because the way I had done my cable management, the top wires were so tight they were moving my power cables, which in turn loosened the power connector on the board. So that's why my wires are just hanging. I did have them nice and pretty at Earth if you look at pictures.
We don't like excuses. We like results.
You shut your mouth. Mister, I don't see an FK1 yet.
Yeah. Trolling for dollars. We're going to find out. We will do every test that I can think of to break them. I told the guy at Slice Engineering, I said, I'm going to do my best to break this thing. So,
all right, guys, I got to get off of here because I got to go hang out and eat some supper. So, you and Glenn hold it down.
Yeah, I think this is as good a time to end it as any. You guys are making me hungry. I got to get something to eat.
Well, and you got to remember it's later here, Chris.
I know.
All right. So, Chris, you're in charge of this thing, so we're going to let you take it out of here.
Nope, sounds good. Walter and Glenn, thank you both for joining. I knew it was kind of a last-minute thing, but this is fun. And hopefully we can set up something, maybe do this on a semi-regular basis.
That'd
And
be awesome.
everyone that is on the stream, if you're not subscribed to FunKing3D or to Kuntry3D, please go check out their channels. I don't know how well I did on links in the stream today, but I will. I'll make sure all those are updated with all their information. And thanks for everyone for hanging out, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all being here.